People hear me now? Let's see. How about now? Can you hear me now? Ooga booga, ooga booga. Okay, this is what happens when you reconfigure your computer and stuff. So basically, just ignore the first this couple of minutes of my Twitch stream because it's a complete and utter silent waste of time. Anyways, here I am. It's Burger Becky. Live and direct on Network 23. I haven't been on for quite some time because mostly I have been working on, finally I can talk about it, a game called Luxor Evolved. Now, you may have heard the fact that I was working on such a game when we were doing the Stadia version. But unfortunately, when Stadia imploded, which that didn't help, see, right there on the Switch. It will be published shortly by a company, which I will announce once I get permission to do it. But all I can say right now is that we're working on this. The game's pretty much done. So we're just waiting for our publisher to get the game up and running on other platforms. But let me go here to, come on, loading. There we go. And now get the main menu. Luxor Evolved. Now this game was released back in 2011 from Mumbo Jumbo Games. And we brought it back and are now playing it here on Wii. I just paused it. Looks like that. But anyways, let me just kill this because my talk isn't about Luxor Evolved, to be honest. Let's see here. Back to main menu. Yes, quit the main menu, blah, blah, blah. There you go, and now... There. Dev kits, what can I say? But anyways, back to what I was saying, is my beef today that drew me out of retirement, shall we say, is a topic that really dawned on me just recently as I was talking with some friends. And then we just all bugged our eyes out at the problem of, oh boy. There's a game I like to rot my brain with on my phone. And this game is called, let me get the name of it, Pet Shelter. Now the whole point of the game is that you have a little animal shelter that specializes in rehabilitating kittens. So your job is to, let me get into the game itself. So all it is that you're just inside of a little pet shelter, going around grabbing feral cats, raising them, and just getting points for finding homes for them. So as you can see, this is about as G-rated as it gets, all right? The game is for kids, and I like it because I like cats. As if you never noticed by all the pictures I post on social media about my kittens sleeping in my lap, etc. But then I started seeing, the usual ads. Now this game is driven by ads, and like most mobile games, they are because, quite frankly, in the mobile space, it's the only way you can make any money is through ads because nobody actually buys mobile games. But they have no problem dumping $100 for a pack for playing in those play-to-win games. Go figure. But the game here runs ads. Now, majority of mobile ads you've probably already seen are nothing more than just ads for other games. Now, lately I've been seeing that they've been doing ads for, let's say, auto parts or Geico Insurance or the latest movies. I mean, I saw enough ads for The Flash, and for now they were doing ads for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is fine. Fine, I mean, movie, in fact, I may be going out and get myself a ticket to go see the movie. I'm just kind of torn about it because of the actor strike. But here's the problem. An ad popped up. At first I thought, whatever, because I just ignore. As soon as the ad comes in, I just don't even look at it, don't even think about it, until I then glanced at it and realized it was two people in a very inappropriate position. And the ad, even though it had on the bottom 18 plus, it dawned on me, wait a minute. If my granddaughter was playing this game, and I would expect him to be playing a game about, raising cats and getting them adopted by people. That's an awkward conversation when you say, "Hey, Grandma, hey, what are these two people doing to each other?" And I'm like, when Mommy and Daddy love each other very much." And like, what? Yeah. So then I started really paying attention to this. Nabbermind. Hi. Nabbermind writes, "Hi, Becky." And I noticed on the comments section, Cosmonai. "Becky, you finished playing Mad Dog on 3DO. As you know the 3DO well, have you played these light gun games back then? Love Mad Dog." Well, as a sidebar, on the 3DO, yes, I played light gun games. No, I don't remember them. Remember, the 3DO came out like 25 years ago, and I'm already having a hard time remembering all the details of the things I did way back then, let alone what I had for lunch. So, yes, played laser games, played the 3DO. Yes, I did play Mad Dog back then. Do I remember any of it right now? Not much at all. Back to the topic. Once I started realizing about the inappropriateness of these ads, I then started writing down what types of ads I was seeing. And I found somewhere around 15% of the ads that I was being shown were either porn, or the topic was one where I would have I couldn't understand how a 6-year-old girl would look at this and understand what the heck was going on. Because the ads tended to be in two different categories of the inappropriate ads. The first type of ad is where they're reading excerpts for what appears to be a very steamy, how long do I stream for? Basically about half an hour to an hour. It really is until I get bored. I don't really have any agendas here. Except maybe the gay agenda. But back to what I was saying. But the two categories are, it's either showing excerpts from a very, very steamy novel. And for some strange reason, they seem to be focused on werewolf romance. Don't ask me. Maybe Twilight fans, Team Edward, Team Jacob. I think Jacob's the werewolf. So people who are Team Jacob may be into this thing. But the whole point is that they're showing all this steamy text, which is like, the alpha is now looking at me saying, I want to be their mate. I want to do this. Oh, I wish he could pay attention to me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I can see how a 6-year-old is going to be reading this and going like, Grandma, what's mate? That's the ending move of chess. Maria, you deal with this. Or I could tell him, but I will be pointlessly blunt. I'm not gonna, I'm not one of those where I'm gonna dance around the subject. I'm just gonna tell him, hey, this is what happens. But the issue is, not all parents think the way I do, and not all parents are going to wonder, why is a game about adopting kittens showing werewolf porn, or at least written werewolf porn prose? So I was like, okay. Then the second category are those romance sims, in which basically the thing is that you see two characters, usually cartoon characters, but they're like in a pose, like they're working out together, and then it says, what do we do? Do we get in bed together, or do we say goodbye? And those are the choices are given. And of course, it's obvious that these two characters are going to probably, ship really soon, based on the context of what's being presented. Then of course they show it's a dating sim of some kind, which the obvious point is that you're going to be just watching characters, bang, off camera or on the screen. I don't know. I don't download these things, but it's just the very fact that you see these scenes of people, scantily clad people, usually cartoons, in very adult poses. And again, it's back to, Grandma, why is this person holding this person like this? Is that okay? I'm gonna go hug my brother that way. It's like, no, no, that's not, no. It's like, yeah. So then I did a little more research about this, because before I wanted to come online, I wanted to at least be able to talk somewhat intelligently about the subject instead of pulling things out of my rear end, which seems to be what's going on with a lot of certain new things that pass for news on Twitter, where they're pulling out of someplace. I wouldn't want to touch that. Maybe get it sterilized first. I've come to find that many of the ad aggregates... Now, what goes on is that when you make a mobile game, you yourself don't host those ads. To be able to manage all those ads, get the clients and get that stuff, that would require a staff of like 40 or 50 people. And most developers don't have that kind of thing. So what you do is you go to what's called an ad aggregator. Unity has one, Google has one, but there's a bunch of them. Some of them, like Google and Unity, they actually have a setting saying, are the ads G-rated? Do you allow G-rated, R-rated, PG-13 rated, and anything goes? So you can easily say, my game, I only want G-rated or PG-rated ads. Don't show anything that's R-rated or higher, because the game itself is focused to a young audience. But there are a number of the other aggregates that don't even have those options. It's just saying, hey, you want ads? You want to get paid for letting us run ads in your game? Just install this SDK, set up an account, tell us about your game, blah, blah, blah. We'll do the rest. And I found that when I did a little digging into this mobile game here, I found that it was using an aggregator that didn't have such safeguards. So shortly after I'm done with my stream, I'm going to be writing a letter, an email to this developer saying, are you aware that this game is showing ads that I don't think is appropriate for your target audience? We'll see. But it's the very fact that it now dawns on me that I can't even trust the mobile games, the kids' games, that I let my grandchildren play, because now I have to worry about the content of the ads. I mean, as if the internet isn't already a toxic cesspool of horrible people. It's like, let's put it this way, anybody out there, any human being who has any contact with the intertubes, thinks for even a microsecond that they could shield their children from this stuff, they are fooling themselves. Unless they literally ban these devices from their children, lock their children in a closet and homeschool them, there is no way in the world that they could shield their kids. So parents out there, you better be prepared for, Mommy, Daddy, why are these people holding each other, and having a very frank conversation with them, because they're going to find out whether you like it or not. But I do say that, politically, I really do think it would be good for the FTC or other regulatory bodies to get involved, to put some sort of a requirement that games that are rated a certain range, like let's say a game that's really appropriate for kids, should be required by law to make certain they work with their ad aggregate company, that they make certain that they are age-appropriate ads running. I mean, ads for like Geico or oil changes, yeah, you can run them in front of the kids. They'll just say, hey, Mommy, Daddy, why is this guy doing this horrible thing to the car? And at that point, it says, like, because the car deserved it. But when it comes to, Mommy, Daddy, these people turn into wolves, and then they're hauling at the moon, and then they're howling at each other, and then they're trying to eat each other. And you could take that phrase any way you want, because honestly, based on the ads I saw, yeah, that's as far as I need to go. So that's my rant right now, is just that we do need to have some form of regulation or something in which if a title is of a specific age appropriateness, of course the game developer controls that part. But when they work with an ad aggregator or an ad company or something like that, they need to take some responsibility to make certain that the ads that they are running in their game is appropriate to the age of the game. And don't even start saying, well, you can mark your phone as 13 and older or something like that. Do you think most people even know how to do that? I could tell you right now that my mom would never know how to turn on the 13 and over. Just here, how's my password to my Netflix account, and enjoy, little Junior. Not, oh, I need to create a sub account for you that's password locked and it requires you to only watch 13 and younger content. Yes, locks exist, but so few people use them that's not enough. And secondly, it's just one where, like, come on, the game itself, by its very nature, I'm raising kittens and adopting them. That's about as violent as it gets. I mean, the only violence I ever see in the game is that there's a dog barking at a tree where a cat's on the tree. And the text says, if you don't, rescue this cat, the dog's going to catch it. And of course, they just disappear when the timer runs out. So you don't even see what the dog's going to do to that poor cat. More than likely, the cat's going to go ahead and rearrange that dog's face. But how am I supposed to know? But the fact that I saw those ads is just like, ah. And now, the full context here. Why am I even ranting about this? I was at the hairdresser today, and I was playing the cat game while she was doing my hair. And then that ad with the two people basically doing each other shows up on my screen. So, of course, now I had a very interesting conversation with my hairdresser about why she thought like I was watching cartoon porn. And I'm like, no, honestly, just wait 30 seconds for the ad to play out and I'll show you that I'm playing a kitten game. I have no idea what that ad is there for. And that's what started this whole thing, because she was looking at me like, oh, you have some very interesting tastes in games. It's like, that's not what I'm playing. And it's like, now I have a hairdresser who thinks I watch porn. It's like, I don't. And it was cartoon porn too. It wasn't even human, it was human beings for all I know. But it's the, it's like she looked at my screen at the wrong time and there was that on the screen. It's like, gee, thanks. Whoever you paid the 2 cents or whatever it was to run that ad on the game. Thank you for having me explain myself. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and throw it, since my rant is now over with right now, let me go ahead and throw it to the chat here on Twitch TV. Now, I know you're probably watching this, some of you on YouTube, some of you are watching this on Facebook, because I'm doing multi-channel streaming. But unfortunately, because of the Stream OBS I'm using, Streamlabs desktop, it only allows me to get the chat from only YouTube. Twitch TV. So I'm going to go read my messages from Twitch TV, and those for you who don't know, it's twitch.tv/BurgerBecky. If you don't already know my nickname is Burger Becky, then you are not a regular viewer of my show, if you call this a show. Here we go. We've got Kuno no Oni. So, Kuno is a devil. Alright, great. Adult Baits ads seem to pay more. Yeah, unfortunately, as Avenue Q said, the internet is really very great for porn. Yeah, I got a fast connection, so I don't have to wait for porn. Yeah, let's be honest, the internet is for porn. So is the VHS tapes. I mean, you ever wondered why VHS and Beta? Why did VHS win the battle? Porn. Because Sony wouldn't allow porn manufacturers to use their blank Beta tapes. VHS says, how many do you want and where do you want us to park the truck? guess what format won? Because the internet is really very great. Let's see. Feral Terminator writes, gotta get that furry fan base. Don't give them ideas. I'm certain that there's probably Rule 32, was it Rule 42 or Rule 39? Whatever the rule is that, no, Rule 34 of the internet. If it exists, there is porn of it. Rule 34 applies. Sphinx on Black Quartz writes, Grandma, what's ABO? ABO means I'm cutting off your internet access, sweetie. Win! Win! You, my friend, have just won an internet today. Congratulations. Whee! Feral Terminator asks, the mobile market is so poorly regulated, it's nuts. I will have to give an addendum to that, to my talk. I also have to say one thing about mobile ads that really, really pissed me off, and I'm smart enough to know where it's coming from so I can ignore them and realize that, hey, if these guys are spending money to my favorite game developer through their ads, fine, they can keep the money. But there are people out there too dumb. They're the ads you get are the, the keto gummies that promise that you'll lose 30 pounds in 30 days. The Trump Bucks, which says that if you buy this commemorative Trump thing, that it will be actual cash money. The Audible ads saying, like, you can make money on Amazon. You don't do it by shipping product. You do it by doing audiobooks. And what you do is you just simply steal other people's... If you read between the lines, what they're really saying is you steal other people's contents, claim it as your own, and put it up on Audible and watch the money roll in. Or you hire a ghostwriter. They don't tell you the fact you actually have to pay them money to write you a book, which you then put it up on Kindle and watch the money come in. And I'm like, there are people who are actually stupid enough to think that these are money-making things. And of course, there's another set of ads about games that pay you cash money. And the ads imply, like they start off going like, oh, I can't buy my groceries. Oh, that's easy. Just take this game. I'm going to download this app on you. This setup. Okay, great. Now play the game for about 10 minutes, and now you have the money to buy groceries. And then they show a picture of some actress who's going, while screens all around them are going like, PayPal, $300, balance, $50,000, PayPal, $2,500, balance, $55,000, and implying that somehow this person is making $100,000 a week by playing a video game. I'm sorry, but not even the Overwatch team players make that much money that fast, and those people are athletes. People out there are dumb enough to think that if they download this app and then play it, that they will actually make money just by playing a game. And the fact that they're running the ads means that there are suckers who are buying it, because trust me, if the scammers ran the ads and didn't get dum-dums to sign up, then they would shut down in a week, because they're not going to pay money in these ads and nobody responds. They're going to just stop. But the reason that they're continuing the ads is because there are dum-dums out there who actually believe this crap, send them money, get worthless advice, and then they move on to the next dum-dum, and as long as the dum-dums keep flowing, they'll keep running the ads. So for me, every time I see these ads about these worthless weight supplements or keto things, or you don't need burn carbs, you don't burn fat, you burn carbs, or like whatever it is, it's like the whatever. Let's see here. Another person writes, in-game ads are Jay Theasy writes, in-game ads are hot garbage. The App Store makes you jump through all these hoops to supposedly ensure quality, and then they serve ads from the sketchiest sources. That's the whole topic here. Feral Terminator writes, they could put literal garbage on the Play Store. There's that too. Nabber Mine, yeah, sorry about those ads, can be embarrassing. Barbacoan, Well, did it at least pay well? I don't know. I didn't make this game. I was just simply playing the game and just noticed something and wanted to gripe about it. Facebook promotes crap in my feed that literally involves death and killing people. I flag it, and they say it doesn't violate their community guidelines. You think Facebook's successful? Try Twitter. Procfeast writes, but if I tell a fart joke, I'm in Facebook jail. Yeah, there's that. Jay Thesey writes, even the supposedly legit ad exchange are terrible policing ad content. The aggregators are nested so many layers deep that it's the Wild West, and Google still gets paid, so they don't care. Now you've just made my case as to why there should be an FTC investigation into this, and possibly either regulations and or laws with fines. Sphinx on Black Quartz writes, speaking from experience as a network administration, if your system works, there's porn on it. Isn't that one of the rules of the internet? If the system works, there's got to be porn on it. Just make certain that... I'm not even going to continue that sentence. I just not. Twitch broadcast is having audio-visual playback issues for me. Okay. All right. Hopefully when on the recording you could play it back. And I'm going to check the quality, because I know that right now I'm having very, very good bandwidth going up to to Twitch. So everything's supposed to be good there. Never mind the junk ads or scams most of the times, nefarious people. Yes, that's what I pointed out. Junk ads or scams. Another person, Jay Thesey, writes, I used to work at an ad tech for a pretty big ad-supported educational site. Never again. So, Jay, I have to ask, do you still have your soul? Or did they bottle it up and put it on a shelf until you left the company? Much like that joke in Dilbert. Well, you're leaving now. We have to give you back your soul. But anyways, that's enough for me ranting on here on Twitch TV land. If anybody's got any last minute questions, speak now, or I'm going to go crawl back under my rock. I am going to be trying to be more often doing my Twitch streams and trying to be more topical because of yuck. Jay Thesey writes, ugh, probably lost that gigs ago. You mean his soul? Yeah, unfortunately, there are places I work which I'm seriously wondering if parts of my soul are still there, because I'm like, you took my soul. I mean, I used to work for this Bay Area company in which I lived up in a city called El Cerrito, and I had to commute all the way to San Mateo, and the commute killed my soul. Absolutely killed my soul, which is why since leaving that job, I vowed never to work on site ever again. Work from home, baby. Like, if you want to do my services, it's work from home. I'll tolerate a visit on site like once a month or once a year or something like that. But you want me to come down every week to your office? Not happening. Never, ever again. Because I am never, ever going to go through daily traffic or the BART train and Caltrain, that stuff. It literally drained my soul to the point that when I did show up at the office, I was already so drained that I really couldn't do much work anyways. And then by the time I got home, my wife was like, hey, please don't eat my brain. Please don't. Brain. No, don't. Sit down, relax. We'll watch some TV, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something, and then you'll stop your urge to eat brains. It's like, okay, I'm feeling better now, except that I'm going to go to sleep in a few hours just so I can replay this entire day again. Yeah, not happening. Naber writes, are you currently developing a game? Yes, I spoke at the very beginning of the Twitch stream, is that we are wrapping up Luxor Evolved, and I showed the Switch version, which is a little Switch dev kit right here. And I showed some gameplay. It will be coming out like really soon. We're going to be going through CERT like now. And of course it's going to be on PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. And of course we're updating the the PC version. Sphinx on Black Quartz writes, not a question, but just wanted to say right on for those shelves of classic hardware in the background. Wow, why thank you. I'm glad you noticed. I have lots of stuff back there. An Atari 2600, my Mattel Aquarius, Atari 800 computers. There's an Apple II behind these things. Of course, my Mac SE30. And of course, over here, where I'm pointing at, that's the complete collection of Apple II GS development books. Those are the books I almost wore out developing all those games I did on the Apple II GS. So anyways, toodaloo, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. So make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. You give me a heart on Facebook. You follow me on Twitch. You throw eggs at my house, and I will chat with you later. All right? Take care.